For years now, America's nuclear strategy was built around one major enemy. Now, Washington is preparing for something far more dangerous, a war involving both China and Russia. According to an NBC News report, the Pentagon is drafting a new nuclear strategy for conflicts where U.S. allies come under simultaneous pressure from Beijing or Moscow. At the center of that plan is a renewed focus on tactical nuclear weapons. The question is quite simple. Is America preparing to deter a larger war? Or is it preparing to fight one?
The next world war may not begin with a mushroom cloud. It may begin with a regional conflict. A flashpoint over Taiwan. A confrontation in Eastern Europe, or an attack on a US ally. That is a scenario driving a major rethink inside the Pentagon. According to an NBC News report, US officials are drafting a new classified nuclear strategy designed for situations where American allies come under attack from Russia or China in a regional conflict. The strategy is expected to guide the president on nuclear options during a crisis. One of its key themes is tactical nuclear weapons. Tactical nukes are not the massive warheads designed to destroy entire cities. They are smaller, lower-yield bombs intended for use against military targets such as troop formations, air bases, command centers, and naval forces on the battlefield. Even though they are called tactical, they remain nuclear weapons. Their destructive power can still be many times greater than conventional bombs. The shift reflects growing concern in Washington.
China is rapidly expanding its nuclear arsenal. Russia has more than 5,400 nuclear warheads, while the United States has more than 5,000. Together, the two countries account for roughly 90% of the world's nuclear weapons.
The new strategy also comes at a politically sensitive moment. President Trump has repeatedly criticized NATO allies, questioned US security commitments, and pushed European nations to spend far more on defense. Those comments have fueled concerns about America's long-term commitments to its allies. This new strategy could therefore serve another purpose. Experts say it could be a move to reassure allies that the United States still has a credible nuclear umbrella if they face aggression from Russia or China. Officials say deterrence remains the objective. The aim is to prevent war, not start one. But history shows that every major arms race begins with the same argument: prepare for war to preserve peace. And that is why this new strategy matters, because it is not simply about bigger weapons. It is about how Washington believes the next global crisis could unfold. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
On to South India now. Let's tell you more about these big developments coming in. The DK Shivakumar government in Karnataka has come under a lot of criticism over the exclusion of women from the recently expanded 33-member state cabinet, the all-male cabinet. The umbrella organization of 30 groups has written to the Chief Minister calling the absence of women in his cabinet unacceptable. The statement alleges the exclusion of women was not an oversight but a political choice made by the government. Interestingly, the lone woman pick was absent from the swearing-in ceremony, with reports saying her name was dropped, allegedly, at the last minute. The long-awaited cabinet expansion came after multiple rounds of consultations between the state leadership and the Congress High Command. In fact, the Chief Minister made several trips to New Delhi in recent weeks, with both the state leadership and the High Command keen to balance caste, community, regional considerations. But what about gender? Only 10 women were elected to the 224-member Karnataka Assembly, remember, during the last state elections. At 4.5%, Karnataka's share of women representation is the lowest among southern states, sixth lowest in the country, in fact. And the row over the exclusion of women from the state cabinet coming amid growing discontent within the Karnataka Congress over the expansion of the state cabinet. As the discontent also explodes, the Congress High Command is in damage control mode. Congress General Secretary also met legislators who were upset at being left out. Later, speaking to reporters, Shivakumar ruled out any rebellion within the state unit.
Take care, we have to share, we have to just have workout strategy. And that is why we are just speaking. There is no question of any dissident. Where is the dissident? Everything is intact, there is no problem.
The meeting coming at a time when several disgruntled leaders have expressed their discontent in the open, triggering a fresh crisis for the Congress party as well. Threats of resignations have turned the exercise into a political headache for the party leadership as well. Since the last 2 weeks, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait has emerged as the new flashpoint in West Asia, with the Houthis declaring a maritime blockade of Saudi Arabia. Amid this, Pakistan is trying to get a foothold in this strategic region by signing a defense agreement with Somalia. The deal was signed during the Somalian defense minister's visit to Pakistan, where he not only met his counterpart, but also held separate meetings with the chiefs of Pakistani Army and the Navy. Now, let's just look at what the agreement looks like. According to Somalia's defense ministry, it entails strengthening cooperation in security and military capability development. The MOU also focusing on exchange of military knowledge, training between both sides. Given the threat of the terror outfit Al-Shabaab, the agreement's emphasis on fostering collaboration in counter-terrorism is also quite interesting. In fact, neither side has thrown clarity on whether military purchases are part of the deal. And this also assumes significance, as reports had earlier suggested that Somalia was in talks with Pakistan to purchase up to 24 JF-17 fighter jets in a defense deal worth around $900 million US. Additionally, no timeline has been specified as well. But then why is this deal garnering this much traction is the question. Somalia is a key player in maritime trade and shipping, as it is adjacent to the Gulf of Aden, Red Sea, Bab el-Mandeb and the Indian Ocean. So even without military presence per se, an agreement could help Pakistan enhance its diplomatic prowess in the wake of the ongoing Houthi threat. And the timing of this MOU is also crucial. It comes days after Somalia and Pakistan joined a Saudi Arabia-led maritime defense alliance. This group of 14 countries coming together to secure navigation around Bab el-Mandeb, remember, which caters to nearly 7% of the global crude oil trade. The new military partnerships in the region coming at a time when the Houthis have intensified their attacks on vessels traveling to and from Saudi Arabian ports. A day earlier, it attacked a Saudi oil tanker with ballistic missiles. Earlier this week, an Indian flag commercial vessel, remember, had it also sank in the Red Sea after coming under attack from the Iran-backed group.
With this operation, the total number of Saudi oil vessels targeted by our forces since the start of the naval blockade on July 22nd has reached 8. The total number of Saudi oil vessels that have been prevented from sailing and forced to turn back in the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea has reached 29.
And this also marks Pakistan's growing defense footprint in Africa. In December last year, Islamabad's ambitions came to the fore when it reached a deal worth $4 billion to sell military equipment like JF-17 fighter jets reportedly to the Libyan National Army. However, it reportedly put a $1.5 billion deal. A $1.5 billion deal reportedly to supply weapons and jets to Sudan on hold after Saudi Arabia's intervention reportedly. In fact, Pakistan's latest move is also seen as part of its larger bid to showcase its military prowess globally. Last year, it inked a strategic mutual defense agreement with Saudi Arabia. The two countries pledged that any attack on either nation would be treated as an act of aggression against both. Pakistani Army Chief has deployed thousands of troops, fighter jets, air defense systems to Saudi Arabia. In the month of July, Kuwait ratified a defense agreement signed with Pakistan 3 years ago. As per reports, the pact established a framework for cooperation between Pakistani and Kuwaiti armed forces in areas like training, intelligence sharing, logistics, military manufacturing. With Saudi Arabia reportedly planning a land operation against the Houthis and strengthening of military ties on the other side, speculation is rife all over again as to whether Pakistan will intervene militarily in West Asia. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.